A eulogy for my mother, Constancia Macapagal Santos Cao. Courage, wisdom, trustworthy, humility, patience, devotion, perseverance, love, respect, hope, sincerity, and a strong faith in God. These are some qualities of the woman I love, my mother, Mrs. Constancia Macapagal Santos Cao. I was about 4 years old when I saw her true self, a good-natured woman with the biggest of hearts and kindness. She was entrusted to take care of our bedridden great-grandmother, even if she was a few months pregnant with my late brother Hernan. I asked her much later why she did not refuse, and her answer was, who else would have taken care of her, and that she had no regrets. At that early age, I made a promise to myself that despite the odds and our humble beginnings, I would do everything possible to help give her a better life. She was a loving and a devoted wife to my late father, and the most wonderful and dutiful mother to her children. She and my father were both 16 years old when they met. She would often tell me that it was love at first sight. Their relationship survived the test of time and life struggles. Their wealth is measured by their children and the dreams and hopes they aspired for them. She was not an educated woman, but her intelligence and her resourcefulness came from her heart and guided my father and her children to achieve the education she never had. She was called names and belittled by others for dreaming big, but that did not stop her in believing God was at her side in making her dreams happen. She was the main reason I came to the United States. She told me once there was an old woman who was selling vegetables in the village where we were living at the time, who told her, "You are blessed, and that boy of yours, pointing at me, will travel places to give you a better life." Looking back now, I do not know how she and my father did the impossible to help me make the trip. Later on, I could tell she was so happy and fulfilled the 2 times she was able to visit me in the United States. When the World Trade Center towers in New York City fell to the ground, she would often say that she saw the 2 towers personally and was able to go to the very top on one of her trips. When my father died a few years ago, her heart was broken. She would often remind us of the sacrifices he had made for us. When I went home for his funeral, I promised I would call her every day, even just to remind her to take her medicine. She would often remind us to always remember where we came from and be appreciative of the help and support we got from others. During the times when we were all together these later years, she would often ask us to promise her that we will maintain the closeness and the love we have for each other, especially when she is gone. We will miss her, just like we missed our beloved father. Their absence will have a permanent void in our hearts, but their love and memories will forever linger in our hearts and minds.
Inda was a very kind and generous person. She always made me feel like I was a member of the family. We both felt a little frustrated because we couldn't communicate easily, but she communicated using the universal language of mothers, food. She always made sure there was food that I liked to eat and always made sure that I had plenty to eat. I'm really glad I had a chance to get to know her. She was a very kind and loving person, and I miss her very much.